live at hookingrugs.com, and today I'm going to show you how sometimes I want to talk about how sometimes things don't seem right, but they end up being right in your rug. So I want to talk about that. I want to say thank you to the many people who joined MAP. Like, I'm so happy. We didn't know, but you just love the idea of the different sizes. People are excited by that. Now we're working on frames for those sizes. We're thinking about that. For those of you who joined, we're really happy to have you along for another year and to have lots of work to do. It excites us. So the rug I'm working on now, of course, is the daisy field. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm also working on a lot of small projects at home and in here in the studio that I'm curious about. And yesterday I made a rug, and I just want you to know this. I made a rug, and at the end of it, I really felt like I hardly knew how to hook rugs. So like 30 years in, and I'm still making rugs that I'm really sometimes really dissatisfied with and really unhappy about. And I know that you guys struggle with that too. So don't worry about that. That's normal, and it's going to happen every time you try to get a little better or go a little further. That's going to happen. You're going to have like little setbacks. So I just want you to know that. And like the fried egg here, this could be a setback if you let it. Like if you like look at these daisies, right? And we said, oh, these look like fried eggs, which is a very contemporary thing in punch needle. You'll see if you Google like punch needle and young women making punch needle, they'll often make fried eggs. It's really cute. So here I am with all these fried eggs. However, if you look at this now, you can really feel like, okay, this isn't going well, right? So one of the things I sometimes do is I'll take my camera and I'll look through it on my camera, because that sort of gives me a different perspective. And I just want to make this, I want to let you know that just because it's not starting out right doesn't mean that it's not going to be right. It can still be right. So let's get in here and let's start changing the feeling of this rug. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my white and just start bringing it all over. There's something different about me today too. I don't know if everybody can see, but if you just, I didn't get new glasses, but there's something different about me today. And we're going to have a little surprise for us all. I think it's it's a little kind of holiday tip, but so anybody know what's different about me, Lorna? Can you tell? Can you, Ange?
I don't want to say it, but what if I'm wrong?
Well, it's okay if you're wrong.
You got no makeup on.
I got no makeup on. I have no makeup on. I did put a little tiny lipstick on because I was going for a walk at the rink, and I just felt like naked because I put makeup on every day. And I know a lot of you don't. A lot of you say, why would I put makeup on to stay home and hook rugs? Well, you don't have to. It's really entirely up to you. But I've always enjoyed makeup since I was a girl. And there was a period in my 20s where I was really like in the kind of a hippie style, and I didn't wear any at all. And my mother would say to me, oh, Deanne, just put on a little lipstick before you go out. It was always like, so it's something I grew up with. It's something I watched. I have 6 older sisters. They were always, and none of them wear makeup now, I don't think. I don't think any of them wear makeup. I don't know, maybe once in a while if they're going out, they do. But if I'm home alone, I'll still, put on a little makeup. So today we have a special guest, and I'll show you in a few minutes. I'll introduce our special guest, but first we want to work
I'm excited for this myself.
on a rug. I know, I'm excited for this myself. Are you going to get yours done?
Oh, I don't know. I
think it would be so fun.
I'm very good at, so I'm just like to see how things are done.
Yeah, I'm excited for this too.
The foundation I have is from like 2019.
They say you're only supposed to keep it for 12 to 18 months, yeah, but I do keep things longer. We'll learn about that.
I hardly ever wear it because it's old.
Yeah, we'll ask our guest about that.
But then you don't know what to buy, right? For color.
Yeah, I know. No, it's not that easy. Anyway, we are going to be having fun on the live. We're still going to be mainly hooking rugs, but over the next few months, well, we've got we can't show you the basement today. You could show them the stairs. We just repainted the stairs going down. Our red steps are now black. But we can't get down there today. They're wet. What makes you happy? The black, you like it? Did you never like the red steps?
Never really thought about it until you see the black.
I know, it looks so much better. Like, what is that? What is it? How come you can't see things that are right in front of you sometimes? It's true, eh? Okay, now, I sort of was thinking about this as the sky up there, but I'm not sure. I may just like see what this happens when I poke it in here. This is one of the ones we had last year. What are these called, Angela? Do you remember? The Nordic, was it, or Scandinavian?
Yeah, the Estelle Scandinavian, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just going to start.
Look at you, remember.
Look at her remembering,
No,
isn't she?
I just took them off. Oh, I have to put them back on now.
Oh, this is nice yarn. It hooks up so fast. So I went walking in my sweater at the rink, and it wasn't even hot at the rink. It wasn't even cold at the rink today. It's really beautiful and warm. Did you walk in, Lorna?
No, I used treadmill.
We used a treadmill today. Yeah, it was so windy. It was almost scary, the wind.
Well, I just thought if it rained, I couldn't take an umbrella, right?
Yeah, you couldn't have today.
Naturally, the rain will start at 8 o'clock when I usually leave.
Yeah, it poured. Did you drive up from Halifax today?
Not today. I drove up yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. So this is kind of a beige color, like a neutral color. I'm going to put some of that in here. And see, as we're adding more color and adding more creams and just getting like our nice little painterly strokes in here, I think they're looking less like fried eggs. What do you think, Angela? You're looking at them.
Yeah, they're starting to blend better.
They're starting to kind of get poachy now. They're more like a poached egg. But they're starting to blend better, right? And when I add more greens, that's going to change again. I might even throw a bit of beige in over here. Get some white. So just be free with your shapes, you know. Go, you know, be loose. Like you'll see that I still have lines out there where I didn't fill them all in. I don't have to follow those lines. You're going to get a pattern. This pattern is available on our website. It's called Daisy Feels, and it's 15 inches by 22 inches, and you can get it on linen and burlap. But if you want to, you can, you know, change the shape of these flowers. You don't have to. You can add more flowers. You can make them rudbeckia. You can make them echinacea. And we talked about how this design emerged from the map, from the very first map that I ever did. The very first little tiny daisy fields that we did in 2020. Must have been 2023 we did that. I probably hooked it in 2022. So that's how things accumulate. So I did want to talk about that, about not giving up. Like if something is not working out just the way you expect it to, when you're making things, it's normal for it to go through a period where it's not quite the same as it was, you know, as you intended it to be. Or maybe it even goes through like a little ugly phase. And this is making. And creativity is like that. It doesn't always, things don't always turn out the way you want. Like I told you about the rug that I made the other day, and I wasn't coming out the way I wanted. I'd have to say that the rug that I imagined in my mind when I was kind of dreaming about it as I was going to sleep the night before was so beautiful. And I just didn't achieve that for all kinds of reasons. Okay. But that doesn't mean, and that day I came in and I thought, oh, I don't even know if I can make a good rug again. You know, you kind of get discouraged when you see that happen, but don't let that discouragement prevail. Go back and look at your work, your good work. Kaylee came in and showed me this picture of of a rug that I'd made before, like a few years before, of the caribou. We did it on live, actually, I think. And I thought, oh, look at that. I know how to do this. I can do this really good. So, all right. So now, you know that like the studio, we always say that hair and makeup is just me like shaking my head when my hair is curly or smoothing it out when my hair is straight, because I do both. We don't have hair and makeup, and we probably never will, because we are a Facebook Live show. But we have somebody today who works in film and television, and she's going to give us some makeup tips. And I know Brianna from a long time ago. I think she did my daughter's face for the prom, didn't you? Did you put on my daughter's? Did you do a Dale?
I didn't do Adele's, no, but I did some of the girls.
You did some of the girls. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to introduce you to Brianna Voss. So Brianna, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Hello, I'm Brianna. I was born in Amherst.
Right.
I now live in Halifax, and my full-time job is working in TV and film. So I work for This Hour Has 22 Minutes.
Yeah.
I'm the assistant on that show, and then I do other shows when they come in and do daily work and such. But
yeah. What's daily work?
So daily work is like they call you on a production, so you're not fully booked on it, but if you're available that day and they need someone, they can call you if you're on the list.
Okay.
So we're all through a film union there, and it's great.
Great.
It's great.
And did you
And
just teach yourself how to do this? Or
I went to school in Toronto for it. So the second I graduated school here in Amherst, I that next month moved to Toronto, went to makeup school, and it was like fully intensive. So it was like film, theater, special effects, prosthetics. We did some hairstyling. So really every aspect of the makeup realm. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so great.
Moved back, and now I do it here full time. And I always come back to Amherst, and I have weddings and such here
too.
So
You do?
Yeah.
So thanks for coming today. So where do you want me to sit?
Okay, let's put you maybe right here.
Okay, great.
That's okay.
All right. So I put no makeup on, but I did lay my foundation on.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, the one I use every day.
So maybe we'll get you to take the glasses off. Can you still see without them?
Okay. I can sort of see.
Sort of see with them. Okay.
Yep.
And we'll pin you back a little bit.
Okay.
Here.
So you explain to us.
So we have your makeup with us today. So we're going to teach you guys how to use things out of your own kit that you would already have at home, so you don't have to go buy more stuff.
Okay, great.
I feel like most products are multi-purpose, and a lot of people don't realize that. So they'll have 5 products when they could have one that does the whole job. So,
okay. These women like save their money to buy wool. So,
well, yeah, we know that's fair.
So that's really good that you're teaching them how to.
Yeah,
that's great.
So first thing I seen when you came over was your palette. So these palettes are great because you can use them contour, bronzer, sculpting, and for eyeshadow. So let's do.
I never use it for eyeshadow.
So right now you have your foundation on and everything. So let's at first, I'm gonna go in for your under eyes. I'm going to put just a little bit of peach toned color corrector underneath.
Okay.
It neutralizes any darkness under your eyes. So you can find these super affordable. There's lots of drugstore ones that do the same thing as the MAC ones. And they're just, so it would just be a concealer that's peach toned. So for if you're like a lighter complexion, you'd want it to be that color. And say if you were a little bit darker complected, you'd want it to be more like a deeper orange. So something more like that, depending on your skin tone. But for Deanne, we're going to use the lighter one, and you don't need a lot of it because it's just slightly correcting the darkness.
Can I use this so I can see how you approach it?
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just get you to look up.
All right, look up.
Yeah, and we're just going to dab it wherever the most darkness is. So usually it's right around
right
the
in
center
there.
here.
Yeah, okay.
And usually I just bring it up a little bit because I find we're usually dark right in there. So even just that.
Okay.
Compared,
and you
just
can
notice that little bit of brightness.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll just get you to look up a little bit more, and we'll just blend it out underneath.
And do you do this with your young skin?
I do.
You do.
I do. I put a little bit under mine too.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have darkness and they're just born with it, and it has nothing to do. I find a lot of the time it's genetics more than we think. We're getting older, we look tired, but I think a lot of us can't really help it.
That's my excuse.
Yeah, tired.
Yeah. Do you love doing this, Brianna?
I do love doing this. I'm really happy that I chose a career that was hobby-based rather than what I thought would make me the most money, and I made a good living off of it regardless.
Oh, good for you.
Close for a sec. We'll just get right in there.
And you work in film, so you get to meet all kinds of interesting people.
I do,
from all over the world.
It's very interesting to see when you show up to a film set, sometimes you don't know who's going to be there, and you're like, oh, I see you in movies, or I see you on my TV all the time, and I have no idea. And I find a lot of the times I'm not very good with names, so I see these people's names on a call list, and it means nothing to me. And I show up, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like one of my favorite actors, and yeah, it's pretty funny.
Fun. Good for you.
Cool. So we're going to take this palette.
Yep.
We're going to go in with this color here, and you don't need a whole lot of it. So usually what I'll do is I'll just dab a little bit off. I find I call it marinating the brush. So you just want to pack it in there. So you know how sometimes you put it on, you have that harsh streak of line. You're like, oh God, what happened? So at least if you buff it all in, it gives you a nice even. So when you're doing your contour, typically middle of the ear to corner of the mouth, and you don't want to go below there because then it starts bringing your face down. You want it high. You want it on the cheekbone? Yeah, so you want it just about on the cheekbone, maybe a tiny bit under, but you don't want to go below the corner of your mouth in the middle of your ear. Okay. Throughout there, because then it will just start bringing your face down with it. Right, and so it's going down on its own, really. It doesn't need any help. The gravity brings us all down. Okay. So basically, you just kind of start in, and you can just start building. So you just want to go in an upward angle. Oh, so everything going a little bit upwards. Okay. Because then it just pulls your whole face up with it. Okay. Upwards. That's interesting. I'm just going to use a little bit of always bring it down. One. I always go whoosh. Yeah, so it brings your face up. And obviously exactly what you told them not to do. And obviously everyone's face is different, so if you have a longer face and you're trying to make it seem a little more proportioned, you can bring it down a little bit more, but typical rule of thumb is no lower than your line there, your cheekbone. You want to bring it right up into your temple and everything as well. Okay. Now, just give when you a little bit of lift. Do makeup on film sets, do you teach people as well a little bit? They're sometimes, depending. Mm-hmm. I find a lot of the time, it depends how long they've been in the career for. Right. So sometimes it's like they've had their makeup done so many times, they're telling you things that you didn't even know, which I think that's the great part of makeup is that everyone does things differently. I can't stand to watch those videos where it's like, this is wrong and this is wrong, this is wrong, because it's so subjective, right? So it's an art. It's really an art. It's 100% an art. Like you're using a brush, you're painting my face. Exactly. Right? So I learned something new every single day in film. Every time I work with a different makeup artist, I'm like, oh, I never thought to do it that way, or maybe your way's a little quicker than my way, and so on. But yeah, I love that. It's great. We're always learning. Yeah. So for your nose. Yeah, and you're still using the same color? I'm still using the same color. Okay. Yep. So we're going to use it throughout. So for your nose, and if you only have one brush, take your brush, pinch it with your fingers. Look at that. Give it a little thing on the sides there. So you don't need a whole set of brushes. No, that's another thing. I feel like everyone thinks they need like 20 set of brushes to do a look, but a lot of the time, a couple brushes can get you through. Okay, so there, just a little bit extra sculpt it. So then we can take the lighter shades there. Yep. So I'm going to mix the two of them. You're going to blend those together. Because you're fairly neutral, so that one would be a little too light, but I think that's a little too yellow, that's a little too pink. So so you're mixing them together. Right? She's dyeing them. Okay, great. I got it. So then I like to just put it underneath where you just put your contour. So lighten this area a little bit, and that will sharpen your line there. And you don't want it too much because then you look like you got two brown streaks across your face. So right down there. But you even went right down there. Yeah, because then it kind of sharpens out your jawline. So if you put contour here, and then lighten here, it gives you that almost like popped out jaw kind of effect going on. Yeah, which is why is it that we love that? I don't know. I don't know. There's something about the jawline. Yeah, something that people find it attractive or. There. Okay. So then I'm going to show you how to contour your jawline. So we'll get you to just look directly straight. Okay. So you know how a lot of the time you're doing your jaw and people will go like this? Yeah, right. And then your lines. Yeah, up here. Right. I know. I have like 3 different moves with it, right? So if you just look as straight as possible and you just put it like almost like you're pushing it up against your jawline. Oh, right underneath? Just creating. Yep, just right underneath. Because you don't want it to look like you have a little chin strap going on. Okay. But just right underneath, and then you can blend it down a little. We call this area the spotlight. Everyone has it, and you always want to make sure you contour there. So usually you make like a triangle, and then go down. And you're doing it so gently. Yeah, I feel like gentle motions with everything, and then it doesn't mess with the makeup underneath as well. You know, I was just thinking, like, I hold that makeup brush
like with a death grip.
Do
I'm like,
you?
go at it. Like just exactly the thing I tell people when they're hooking, like to hold their hook loosely. I do the exact opposite with that makeup brush.
I love watching my friends do their makeup because it's almost like they're just rubbing the crap out of their face, and they're like, I don't really think this foundation's great. I'm like, I don't think it's the foundation. I think it might be the technique there. So I'm going to use a cream blush on you.
Okay.
This is one of mine. So I find cream blushes and even the cream contours, they're not 100% necessary, but it gives you a little more glow and it doesn't settle in the lines.
Okay.
So,
and you're putting that where?
so
up
I
there?
like to put it right at the top there.
Okay.
And bring it in. So you can even bring it up to the temple if you'd like.
See, I never put any blush because I feel like I'm red enough. I feel like I'm pink enough.
No,
but no.
Just adding a little bit back, especially where you say you do have some redness to your skin. Once you put the
it looks
foundation
so nice,
on,
Brianna.
yes, it's just
I
nice
feel
and
like
glowy.
Yeah, it looks so good.
It's light and it doesn't feel like you have a ton of makeup on. It sits
No.
on there nicely and
And
it
you
dries
use so
down.
little.
Oh yeah, you don't need a lot. It's quite pigmented.
Are you using the same brush or you change
I
brushes?
changed the brush just because this is a liquid, so I
Yeah.
didn't want the other brush to get
all
a
wet.
little wet, but that's the only reason I changed.
Yeah.
You could technically still use the same.
Should I call Robert, tell him to make separate reservations?
Yeah, we should go out tonight. That's good. I got my makeup all done.
Yeah.
I'll go out to lunch. No, I brought my lentil soup. Sorry. I'll
Yeah,
be
go
home.
somewhere.
Yeah, I'll go somewhere. I'll go across the street somewhere, do something.
But yeah, and you don't really want to bring it past that like little line there.
Okay, like don't go just sort of.
So they usually say about like, depending on the size of your fingers, mine are a little chubby, but usually like 2 fingers there, and you don't want to go too much past it because then you start kind of seeping into your lines there, and that's what we're trying to avoid. And you want it to go upward. So even if you stop it at like almost the corner of your eye and just blend it up through your temple, and then you can even put like a little bit on the top of your nose and a little on your chin. So then it's like the colors unison throughout.
Right, we're getting balance.
Yeah.
We're having some balance throughout here.
Yep.
I love it. All the principles of design apply.
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
they do.
100% they do.
Yeah.
So let's use this and go back to your eyes.
Okay.
So what is your main concern when you're doing your eye makeup?
Well, I have my pouch underneath my eye that I carry around something in. I don't know what.
Okay.
So I don't like that.
Okay.
And I really try like not to get the mascara all over my face.
Yeah.
I always like my makeup takes me about 7 minutes to do, right? You know, which I think is normal, right? You shouldn't
for sure.
You don't
want
really
something
need
quick,
to spend an hour, right? So and I never know, like my eyeliner, I always sort of go up in the corner.
Yep.
I always use a liquid eyeliner and go up in the corner, but I don't know. I kind of don't know. I don't know if I'm doing what I should be doing to enhance my eyes.
So you want a quicker look.
I wish everybody could get this done.
I mean, you can hire me and get it
done. Yeah. So what is your Instagram?
I go by Beat by Brianna V, because when I first started out makeup, everyone would say you're beating your face and when you're getting your makeup done. So I was like, oh, Beat by Brianna V. It rhymes and it goes with the theme.
Yeah,
so,
and people can hire you.
For sure, yeah. On Instagram, my email's on there.
What
Facebook.
would it cost to hire someone like you for an hour to come in and give us a
It depends. It's usually around 100 or so for about an hour.
Yeah.
But it also depends on, so like for example, I have a little girl that I'm going to do. She's 10 years old. Yeah. It's not $100.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it depends. But I'd say typically, and like it's never really an hour. I'll say hour and a half or so, however long
so
it
that's
really
great.
is.
I mean, it's a great consultation and you'll show people how to use what they have.
And then you know what to do for the rest. That knowledge stays forever. So you're paying the one-time thing.
So we have lots of visitors on our live from Halifax.
Oh, okay.
So
awesome.
They should,
Beat by Brianna V. So what we're going to do for your eyes, you want a quick makeup look. So you'll keep your eyes open and you'll look straight.
Okay.
Because you want to almost want to create a new line.
And I'm using this.
We're just still using your contour palette.
Love
so
that.
if you're looking straight, we're going to create the illusion of a brand new line here. And we'll bring it, because you're making like almost like a new crease. So you can use your bronzer, and that way it's like all the same color throughout. So you have like, you'll never have any harsh lines. It'll never be too dramatic. It will always be unison, because they're
sort of
all
a
the
real
same.
natural look,
For
right?
sure, yeah. So even just like that, it just creates that little bit of a lift. What with the blue?
I was really hoping you put that bright blue eyeshadow on.
Oh, well, we could.
Back in the 70s.
Oh, I have pictures of myself. People always ask how long I've been into makeup and whatever, and I found a picture of myself. I was in grade 4, and I have one of them bright green eyeshadow, and the other one I have bright blue eyeshadow. I was like, I guess it's been a while since I've been into it.
So this is something you always knew you wanted to do.
Yeah, and it was
How
one of
lucky
those
is
things
that?
growing up in Amherst where I truly thought I would never
Get to do
make it. And it's so funny, I come home and people still ask me, they're like, oh, well, what else do you do for work? And I'm like, well, this is my full-time job. I do makeup.
Well, I kind of asked you that.
makeup.
Like I was,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't mean to be rude, but I was.
No,
Well, I didn't realize
it's
I had such a thing that you did. Just,
so great
like,
for you. I love it.
yeah, it's great. There's honestly so much work, and it's like I've started to notice that there's quite a few makeup artists in Halifax, and everybody seems to have work. Because you have the full glam makeup artists, you have the bridal ones, you have a lot of people in film. Some people just want to do the special effects in film. This is another thing about using the same bronzer. You can bring it down and contour. So after you're done, you want to just take a little bit of the same color and blend in that line. So it gives the illusion of a narrower nose. So you just bring it in from your like eyebrow arch. So that's just with your own palette, just a little bit. And then you can use, let's grab one of the lighter shades.
Yeah.
Let's go with, we'll do this one. But you could use any of one of them you want. And just close your eye for a second, raise your eyebrows. And we'll just put a little throughout here to kind of sharpen up the line we made with the eyeshadow. So it's super subtle, nothing crazy, but you can obviously make it more defined if you're going out or you want something a little more extra. You could add a little shimmer in there. I find that's another thing. As people get older, they think that they can't wear any shimmer, or they've been told, I know they used to say it settles into wrinkles and fine lines, but there's parts of your face that don't move as much as others. So if we're going to put a little sparkle, we could put it on one of like the low movement areas. So we could put a little bit down here in the line there, and just like a tiny bit, so not all over, but you could still have a little bit of sparkle.
Okay.
We're going to move on to your eyebrows.
Okay.
So I have a couple pens here. I think you'll be the darker one of the two.
I do sometimes use a pen. Lately I haven't been because Maya Burke's been looking after them over there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
You have nice full eyebrows.
Good. Thank you.
So basically when doing your brows,
okay,
it typically goes from the corner of your mouth and up. Or sorry, the corner of your nose and up. Or some people's goes from the inner part of the nose and up. So yours goes from the inner and up.
Right.
And you just usually make a little line there.
Okay.
And so they're even.
There. Oh, yeah, because symmetry is really important.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, and your eyebrows are like the frame of your face. So if you're going to get anything symmetrical, I'd say at least that first bit of your eyebrow. But they don't have to be perfect. They're not twins, they're sisters.
Yeah.
And then the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye and up. So that's exactly where yours stops. So you can make a little dot there.
So you're going to make my eyebrows a little bigger today.
Yeah, we'll make them a little bit bigger.
Okay.
And then usually it's the corner of your nose through your pupil when looking straight is your arch. So yours line up almost perfectly with the typical rule of thumb for brows.
Okay, that's great. That's because Maya does them.
Well, there you go. Well, show it to Maya.
Sometimes, well, I started going to Maya because when I looked in the mirror, I kept seeing my Uncle Don. My eyebrows were long and there was pieces coming down over my eye. And I said to my daughter, I got to do something about this. And she told me what to do. She fixed,
yeah. What do you get done? Do you get them waxed?
I get them something else. It's conditioned. And she puts like a little tiny perm in them. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, you get them lifted. You get an eyebrow lift. Or lamination.
No, lamination.
I'm thinking of.
Yeah. No, I've never had anything lifted or Botoxed or anything ever.
You get the lamination. I get that done sometimes, and I love it.
Oh, it looks so good when she first does it.
You wake up and you just feel ready to go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I got gel in these brows. It's basically like perming your eyebrows. So they put the solution on, they brush them all up. So once it's all over, they peel them off, and for quite a few weeks they stay brushed up.
6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I love getting them done. I like getting the lash lift as well. Have you ever got one of those?
No, I've never got one of those, but there's a kit you can get for that now.
And I tried them.
Yeah,
and
how was the kit?
It worked okay. I did it on my mom, and she liked it, and I could tell the difference.
Yeah.
I don't think it was quite the same as getting them done, but also we weren't professionals doing it, so.
Well, you're pretty professional.
Professional, but we never used the
perm
solution before.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we left it technically long enough, but it was
So what do you think
It
of
worked
like the
pretty
big
good.
spider eyebrows? The eyelashes, the big spider eyelashes.
Oh, I think
It's a look for some people, or what?
it's I think it's definitely one of those things for some people.
So you just kind of drew some little lines. You didn't like put a
No,
that's
so I
kinda
just
cool.
draw. I love these kind of pens. A few different
I
brands
have
have
some
them,
of
but
those.
this is Benefit.
Okay,
So it's
yeah.
so tiny. It's almost like one of those mechanical pencil type
Yeah,
things.
okay.
So
I
yeah,
have something
just
like
hair-like strokes because you just want it to look natural. We don't want to give you block brows or anything.
No,
You have nice eyebrows, and
we just want to look natural.
them a little bit of a shape. Yeah.
Okay.
So
we got the shadow in the eyebrows.
Wow. Quickly fill in this part there. And then I seen you have your lip products there.
Yeah, I don't know what I should be using. I'm not like, I don't brush my hair till I go to, I don't ever really brush my hair. I just fix it up. Yeah. And I do it in the morning and then nothing happens. Okay. Until I wash my face at night. Okay. So I like this lip product because it lasts all day. Perfect. But it kind of dries out your lips.
So I was just going to say that. So
we don't have to use that.
No, I was going to show you something different with your own lipstick. So
okay, great.
Oops, I'm making a little.
I do have like some regular old MAC lipstick over there. I do love my lipstick.
Let's say you have one of these lipsticks because this is those stay ones, so it's matte, right? So I'm going to take one of the lip brushes, but obviously if you're doing this yourself, you can use your own thing on. But let's.
So you put the lipstick on there?
Yeah. So I put everything on there.
No, on your little
mirror. My little palette. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to more so line the lips with it instead of filling in the full thing. Because I find that's the main thing. You want it to stay on all day, but your lips are starting to dry out partway through the day with it on. Okay, so just basically line them. Oh. So you still have a little bit of your own color in the center. Yeah. And we're quite literally going to take Vaseline. You can take any lip chap you have, any lip gloss. Yeah.
Oh, and it just lightens it up a little bit.
Lightens it. And in the middle, it gives you that little more of a pucker. So when you leave the little bit of the lightness in the middle, it's almost like that plumpness. Okay. So you'll take whatever. You can use any lip chap that you want or any gloss or anything. Yeah. Focus it in the center and then just kind of blend it inwards. It's because you don't want any harsh line or anything. So blend it with your lip chap.
Oh, it looks so much better.
And it gives you that little bit of pucker in the middle.
It looks lovely.
If you ever find, do you ever find it kind of runs a little bit? You know, sometimes your lipstick tends to bleed down the sides.
Okay, does that happen with younger women too?
It happens with anybody, and especially when you start to get those little fine lines there, I find it starts to happen more. So what you can do is you can take some concealer. I'll just use my MAC palette here, but any concealer that you have at home. And what we're going to do is we're going to dab it around the sides. And this is another thing that helps lift your face too, if you just kind of bring it up a little bit. And what I like to do is just kind of almost let it, not like fully dry down, but kind of like let it sit for a second without it being fully buffed out. We'll take a little powder.
And what kind of powder is this?
This is an HD powder, but you can use any translucent powder that you have. Really any powder that you have at home. These are more for like film and such. They're undetectable. They're like completely translucent, so they don't leave any, like, you know, sometimes they leave flashback or like that little white kind of.
So could I use like my compressed powder or something?
You could use your compressed powder, yeah. You could even use the one straight from that palette. Okay. I like to put it over top.
Look how good you made the, like my little bee there, look.
It looks great. Yeah, and then just kind of buff it out a little bit. And that will kind of seal in that line there to help it with running. And also lip liner helps as well, to use a little bit of lip liner.
I like that.
But yeah, gives you that little bit of lift.
That's so good. Yeah.
You have to be careful, lip liner. It's like when you're buying it.
Oh,
yeah. You know, you see them with the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want the line. And that's why I took the Vaseline and buffed out the whole thing. So it's like, yeah, because you have that, almost like that 90s look with that dark liner
Yeah,
and
that
nothing
dark
there,
line.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, buff it all out.
Mhm.
A lot of brands have like nice lip stains now as well, where you can get the lip stain, leave it on, put a gloss over top, and then it stays for a lot of the day. So it doesn't feel like you have too much product on. Yeah, and then the only other thing I would say for your under eyes.
Yeah. Just so no liner. You're saying don't bother with the liner.
I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
No. So I would say, like, if you want a little definition, I would use probably a brown liner. If anything, it's a little softer, less harsh.
All right.
Or you can just go in again with this. Or you had this taupe palette.
Yeah.
This taupe color as well.
Yeah.
So we can use the taupe just to show you with your different products. She has the taupe eyeshadow. So we'll just take a mini brush. And we're just going to rub it across your lash line. Let's get you to look up. Oh, it's starting to get nose running season.
I know.
And just look up to the sky. And we're basically just going to define your eye with it.
So would that make your eyes, you know, I always trying to really make your eyes look bigger.
Yep. Yep, that'll make it pop. And then if you take eyeliner, the same color as your skin tone, so you know you can get those nudie eyeliners, and you just put it in your waterline, that will make your eyes look bigger as well.
What's your waterline?
Your waterline, so it would be like above your lashes.
Okay.
So this whole line here.
Right in there.
Yeah, right in there.
Yeah.
We'll just rub this across. But just to give your eyes some definition without it looking harsh, and also this will kind of help with if you tend to get runny eyes or anything. Sometimes your eyeliner tends to run sometimes where eyeshadow won't. And then you can even bring up the line at an angle from where we had the eyeshadow before.
So every day I put on like that heavy black MAC eyeliner. And you're saying go lighter.
Yeah, I think lighter. Yeah, because look at your eyes right now. They're nice and
they
open.
They look good, really.
Awake.
I don't mind them.
Yeah.
They look green.
Yeah, they look greener, for sure. They do.
Yeah, they do. When I put the black on, I don't know.
Kind of takes away from it, I think, a little bit. But browns, I think, with your eye color and complexion, it's like will bring out your features a lot more.
Great.
But yeah.
All right.
There's with your own makeup.
And then I just...
Do you use mascara?
Yes. Oh, yes, for sure. So any mascara that you want, really, you have this one. So that's your preference.
That is my
I like
preference
the
right
wand
now.
on this one.
I like it. Isn't it thick?
Yeah, I like the curve on it. So yeah, and with your mascara, no crazy tips there. It's however really you put on your mascara.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll get you to just look down at your lip.
I'm something for a crazy tip.
I don't have anything too crazy with the mascara.
And do you put it on the top as well as like underneath?
So I actually, for myself, don't really put too much on the bottom because I find my eyes, just the way my eyelashes sit, they sit right on my face. So I find I always end up getting a little bit of black under there.
I always have a little mess.
But if you want, there's, I'll show you one of these paints that I have. So basically, instead of using mascara, I use this waterproof paint. So I use a normal mascara on top and just lightly paint the lashes with this black paint because once it sets, it sets. It doesn't run, it doesn't move or anything. Oh wow, I like this mascara a lot.
It's Jones. So it's Bobbi Brown.
Yes, I've seen she has the whole line. Do you like the products out of it?
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah.
So with the mascara, however you would apply it.
Okay.
You have great eyelashes.
Thank you.
Are you going to any New Year's parties?
Yeah, I'm going to go out to dinner with a bunch of friends.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I do my makeup every day. And I don't really do much different when I go out, to be honest, Brianna. I kind of do the same one.
Yeah?
I don't do a lot different in the evening.
I don't either.
No?
No, I found once you get your makeup routine down and you like it, it is what it is. So let's just, with my paint here, I've got all these fake lashes. So this is Danessa Myricks paint. So you can put it on a palette, put it on your hand, whatever you're using. But it dries very quickly. So take my spoolie and I'll just coat it.
I've never seen this before.
So it's just an alternative to mascara, especially if you have an event and stuff and you know there could be tears, you could be sweating, anything like that. So just look up and you brush it in your eyelashes just like you would mascara, but this stuff will not move. So you can see later today that you hopefully we'll have less smudging, or hopefully.
And does it come off half decent at night?
Oh yeah, it will come off just with your makeup remover and everything.
Wow, you're a real pro.
Well, thank you. There, so it still gives you that definition. It's basically like putting on mascara, but it's without having to worry about sometimes it crumbling or anything underneath.
So, like, I could buy a gift certificate from you for my daughter for Christmas.
You could.
I could.
You could.
I'll do that.
Yes.
I think that would be great. I think she would love that. That would be a great gift.
Yes.
You guys know each other?
Oh, I love Adele.
Yeah.
Adele's a sweetheart. Your whole family's sweet.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I was happy to come today.
Oh, I'm happy that you're here. Can I take these?
Yes. Oh, yes. Let's take them out.
Because, like, I'm very self-conscious. Grade 7, my forehead. Yeah. Thank you.
It's the model forehead.
It feels really good. What's a model forehead?
Well, they say models have big foreheads, so I never take it as offense when I think about my big forehead anymore.
I look great.
You look great. You always look great.
Ah, you're sweet. Thank you so much. And
of course.
I was going to suggest if you guys want a little, and I'll hook for a little bit. You want to have a little?
Well, you're going to be way past the time.
Oh, I am way past my time. Oh, okay. I have no glasses anymore.
Chatting. Oh, wait.
We had so fun. I had
Where'd
so
they
much
go?
fun. I don't know. Oh, there they are.
are.
So we'll be back next week.
We have some wolves.
Oh, we have some wolves to show you. Oh,
Ooh.
Kaylee picked out the wolves today. Oh, okay. So because you're going to use the makeup that's already in your drawer, Kaylee picked out some beautiful blues. Oh, she picked out Touareg. Isn't that the name of a Volkswagen car too? I know. I don't know what that means. Touareg, yeah. So this is Malabrigio, and then we have lichen and lace in the blue. So look at that. Like, she made a beautiful ocean right there. And this is denim in our big merino drops. And I'm loving this yarn. I'm using this a lot for outlining. It's Galway Heather, and we have a lot of really rich, dark colors. And I love it because you can hook with it so fine. And then she picked out a sliver, a Corriedale sliver, and that's moss. Oh, the bright green. That's a great Christmas green. It's the bright green. And she mentioned our pelican scissors, which you can use to lift. And this is a favorite color. I don't know what it's called. Oh, Boreal. But I use it a lot in my landscapes. So that is a slub. So you can see that goes from thick and thin. And we were really honored today to have Brianna Voss with us. And it's Beat by Brianna on Instagram if you'd like to get in contact with Brianna or ask her about some makeup tips. And she is a film makeup artist. So it's been a really wonderful day, and it's fun, and I feel like, yes, I should go somewhere. Too bad I brought my lunch. Yeah. So when we share our creativity with each other, like Brianna coming and sharing that with me today, it just really made me feel good, and it opened up my eyes to some other possibilities in the way of seeing myself. And I feel like that when we share rug hooking with other people, that we do that. When we share our creativity and when we share rug hooking, you just never know what you're sharing with people. So if you have something good to share, be sure that you do. And that's it for me for today. Thank you. When you share rug hooking, you never know what you're sharing. You might be sharing makeup tips. See you later. Thanks for watching.
See you guys.